Just want to give a quick review. Got the Trueline Trains MP36, and it's the Caltrain version. I got the DC only, mainly just because I didn't want to spend an extra $100 for a sound decoder. And half the time my sound decoders I don't run with sound anyways, just personal preference. Out of the box, it's a really nice model. I've been waiting for this thing for over 2 years. Finally got one for Christmas, thanks to my wife. Initial impression, it's a really well-made model. There's just a couple little issues that I've found so far. One, right out the bat, there is no instructions that come with this model, period. There's nothing on their website. There's nothing to tell you how to open the shell, anything else. So that's definitely a bit of an issue. I may be able to work through it, but it'd just be nice to see that. The other thing I had an issue with that I didn't really care for was it's kind of the attention to detail as far as the how the model was put together. All the grab irons, this upper one was smashed down into the body. All these were completely spaced uneven. So when you look at the top of it, one was pushed in, one was popped out. There were multiple ones where they weren't even actually into the body. It was just kind of resting next to it. Also too, the paint is just horribly applied. The white, it was really chunky and a lot of other issues with it. So all these I stripped the paint off and then repainted. My paint of choice for this kind of stuff is Humbrol, the enamel. Just use the flat white. It should be a number 34. It's the matte white. And then I use just a lacquer thinner to dip my brush in. So I'll dip the paint in, dip the brush in, it thins it out, and it gives a real nice even coat onto whatever you're painting white. You can also see that the couple of cut bars, see how the paint's not completely on there, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but the paint it's pretty sloppy going on the bracket and all that. I mean, it looks like they were either in a hurry or don't care. But that's all small stuff I can fix myself. I just haven't gone and repainted this. I fixed all these because that really bugged me. The other issue I had was one of the handrails. Same thing on the side, on the front. It wasn't even in the hole, it was just popping straight out. And they had glued it that way. So I actually had to pull it out, re-drill the hole to get the glue out, and then put it back in, glued it. Not a big deal. The front suffers from the same coupler cut bar with no paint. You can even see it on the back side. There's no paint to the back. One of the downers that I found out about the model is I got the DC version thinking, hey, I'll just throw a decoder in there, be good to go. No. So apparently they use a 21 pin decoder. I've never even heard of this. Apparently it's a newer standard coming out. Also read that it's being replaced by another standard, so this is the interim standard. So now I got to find a 21 pin decoder. I guess Lens and a few others make them. I went to their website and they show that you can get a dual board from them, but it looks like either it's $4.99 or they will, you can see the website here, they will send you out one. I gotta email them, see what the case is, or I just may try and buy a 21 pin decoder. I don't really care, I have to buy a decoder anyways. I was just kind of shocked thinking that I was just gonna be able to run it today. But so I can't comment on how it runs because I don't have regular DC, and I don't have anything to make it. This is the DC plug. I already removed it. And the other thing that I found was the coupler on the front was completely loose. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. The coupler itself, the screw is not long enough from the factory. That's how far it sticks through. So it hardly engages in the front. So what I did was, I'll give you side by side. Here's the stock screw. And then here's an Athearn screw that I had left over. I don't know where it came from, but so you can see the size difference. and then this is what it looks like when it goes through, and it fully engages the frame. So it looks like the frame underneath the tab is plastic in there. It's kind of weird. Usually all the other manufacturers are you know, like a metal frame. If I mean, those are just my only little things with this model. I haven't run it yet. I really like it, even though with those, oh, the other one was back here, they completely misdrilled the handrail. There's a hole right there, and it looks like it was drilled too high, and they just glued it anyways. I actually cleaned this up. It looked really bad before, where the handrail was just completely bowed and looked bad. So I fixed it as best as I could without having to patch it, and either that or make a new brass handrail. I may end up doing that, but so usually I've never bought anything from them, so I don't know how, if this is a normal practice or if this is just a one-off, so I can't really comment to that. Every manufacturer's got their quirks, so these are simple things I can fix because I can't get this model anywhere else, so I'm willing to work with that. Not a big deal. The other thing too is getting the shell off. It took me a while to figure it out. So basically you just got to grab from underneath and pry it out and kind of give it a shake down on the front and the rear at the same time, and the shell will open up. It's not that big of a deal. Let's see if I can, I don't know if I'll be able to do this with the camera rolling, but basically you just got to grab it underneath like this, and it'll pry up, and then the rear will pop off. So it's just a regular, nothing special about the inside of the shell. What's nice is all the lights are contained into the frame itself. They're all LEDs. And then there's that 21 pin connector. And then you have a ton of plugs and a cab interior. Probably have to contain these wires so they don't go down into the drive line and make noise. But I mean, the interior is all painted. It's got, you know, gauges. And looks like the throttle. Looks like it's got a cab light too. And then the front's got the circuit boards for the front and rear, or the front white, and then I think this one has the red reverse running lights. And then it's got all the piping underneath. All the piping is kind of, I mean, it's there and it's great that it's there, but I mean, you can look at how it's kind of just, nothing's parallel, and it's just kind of, it fits, but not really. There's a lot of that, like this line running out of the fuel tank. It's not even touching the fuel tank. There's another one back here that it's kind of bent. It's not a big deal because you put the shell on and nobody ever sees it, but when you can see the two air lines going into the dryer there, they don't even touch it. Looks like it pulled out of the frame. Again, not a big deal, but for me, I mean, I build these and detail them, so this is the kind of stuff that I notice, and a little OCD when it comes to how things look and line up. But again, like I said, initially so far, I mean, definitely recommend the model. I'm not trying to downplay it and say it's anything bad. I mean, it's a great looking model. It's got all the free spinning fans on the roof there. The grills aren't see-through on the side. Not a big deal. But it's definitely a good alternative to the Caltrain F59, which is not even a correct prototype for Caltrain. Saying I got the 3 Athearn coaches, the Bombardier, that'll pull, that this is going to pull. I've been, like I said, I bought those things 3 years ago. Almost bought the Athearn F59, realized it wasn't the correct model, and then I saw that this was coming out, and then it just continued to get delayed, and it finally came out. So if you're definitely from the Bay Area, or like I am, and you see these things running all the time, it's definitely a must-have. You know, small issues aside, it's definitely a great model. It's well detailed, and I don't know enough about the prototype to say if the hatches and everything else is correct. It looks it to me, and it works. Maybe I'll do a little research and see if it is, but it very nice model. If you have any questions or anything, go ahead and leave them. Thanks.